So you just purchased a shiny new firearm, but there are two different things that you need to keep in mind, whether it's for concealed carry or for home defense. The first one is that bad things don't only happen during the day. They also happen at night, and you need to be able to see during those situations. Number two, all of that training and the things that you've been doing to get prepared for high stress situations typically will somewhat go out the window because you're going to decrease your accuracy, your grip won't be exactly the same when you are under a high stress situation. So in today's video, we are going to talk about a few of our BALDR series weapon lights and how they can help you out with self-defense situations. Now, the Olight BALDR series is our compact weapon lights that not only feature a high lumen white light, but they also have a green laser to increase accuracy. Now, that green laser can be zeroed to your select firearm, so it is compatible with pretty much every firearm as long as it has a rail. Now, since we are talking about the BALDR series in this video, we have to give one away. So if you end up winning this giveaway, you will be able to choose what BALDR series light that you want. So that could be between the BALDR Mini, BALDR S, BALDR Pro, and BALDR Pro R. Now, the way that you enter to win is very simple. Just like usual, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel, like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and leave one comment in the comment section below on what is your favorite BALDR series light. We will pick the winners next week. Please make sure to enter this giveaway before you leave this video. Now, the first BALDR series light that I want to talk about is our BALDR Mini. Now, it gets that mini name because it is the smallest light of this series. It's only 2.25 inches long, and a lot of people like that because even if you have a compact like a Glock 19, it's not actually going to go past that front barrel. So now you don't have a weapon light that is making the overall profile of your firearm longer. For people who like to do appendix carry, things like that, that's a really big deal because those shorter barrels are a lot more comfortable to carry. Now, this BALDR Mini has been super popular since its release because, yes, I mentioned that it's small, but it packs a punch too. This has a 600 lumen white light setting, which is plenty for indoor use, even outdoor use in a front yard or a backyard. It has a 130 meter beam distance, so you are not going to be engaging with something that is over 400 feet away. So I think that is plenty for the given circumstances that you might be in. The BALDR Mini is magnetic rechargeable, and you can leave it on the firearm and charge it if you would like on a nightstand or anything like that. All you do is plug it in USB to any wall adapter, and then you just pop this on the back of the light. There's a battery indicator right here that goes from red to green when it's fully charged, and it's just a super easy way to make sure that your weapon light on your firearm is always ready to go. Now, the biggest benefit to the BALDR Mini is it has our patented adjustable rail system. The big part about this is this allows us to put a light that has a 600 lumen white light setting and a green laser on even sub-compacts as long as they have a rail. So this can even fit on firearms that have a 3.6 inch barrel, even smaller. And for example, the G2C from Taurus is one of them, and that has a 3.3 inch barrel. So you can put this on extremely compact firearms. Just make sure that it actually has a rail that this can clamp onto. Now, there are a few options out there on the market that are extremely popular that you will need to modify in order for this to work. One of those is the SIG P365. I actually have a couple links in the description of this video on some rail adapters that you can get for it, so then it will become compatible with the BALDR Mini. Mini. Also, another one is of course the Glock 43 that does not have a rail whatsoever. So again, you will need to get a rail adapter for it to work. So most of the firearms that you're thinking of that could potentially be not compatible with this, well, there's tons of rail adapter options out there that you can add so it will be compatible. So now you have a super powerful light laser combo on your new concealed carry, but how are you going to carry it? So you need to get a nice well-fitting holster for it. So in the description of this video, I actually added a few of the manufacturers that we work with who make some fantastic custom Kydex holsters. So please check out that list. But if you are worried about compatibility or worried about holsters, I can definitely take care of you if you hit those links in the description of this video. Now, yes, it is incredible that a light that only weighs 3 ounces and has a length of 2.25 inches has a 600 lumen beam and also a green laser. But there are a few downfalls to this model right here. The first one is run times. It only has a 230 milliamp battery, but keep in mind, if you have this on your firearm for self-defense situations, you're not going to have it on very often anyways, but it's there when you need it. So in terms of regular concealed carry, it's not that big of a deal, but if you are going to go with home defense, you might want to think about a larger option. Another thing about that is the performance as well. Yes, 600 lumens is very impressive for its size, but you can get more lumens if you have a larger light. Now, with that said, we decided to make a much larger version of the BALDR Mini, which is the BALDR Pro R, again, to give you better run times and higher performance, as long as you are willing to go with a WML that is substantially larger. So the BALDR Pro R right here is 1,350 lumens. It has a 200 meter beam distance. So right there, you are looking at over double the lumens and also a much longer beam performance. Now, one of the biggest differences between this and the BALDR Mini is that this is 3.74 inches. Now, keep in mind the BALDR Mini is 2.24 inches, so this is 1.5 inches longer than the BALDR Mini, which is substantial, especially if you're doing concealed carry, appendix style, or anything like that. Now, one thing to keep in mind too is it is 4.44 ounces, whereas the BALDR Mini is 3 ounces, so you're looking at about 1.5 ounces higher on the BALDR Pro R as well. But if you don't mind those differences in the weight and the size, you are getting better run times and better performance with this BALDR Pro R. I'm also a really big fan of the fact that it has this little dial here at the head where you can go through the different settings, which is light only, light laser together, and laser only. And keep in mind, just like the BALDR Mini, you can also zero this to your select firearm that you put it on using an included tool. And it also, of course, is magnetic rechargeable. Now, as an example to show you those run times, the BALDR Mini with the green beam off has a runtime total of 40 minutes before it needs to be charged again. The BALDR Pro R has a runtime with the green beam off of 93 minutes. So you're looking at over double the run times for this specific example on the BALDR Pro R. So yes, you're getting a light that is about double the size, but you're also getting double the run times and over double the performance as well. Now, another really cool advantage that the BALDR Pro R has is this is not only for concealed carry or home defense pistols, but also you can easily put this on your compact rifles. So if you have a pistol caliber carbine, or if you have an SBR, anything like that, you can actually put this on there. Then you can get this optional remote switch. It magnetically connects on the back right there, and then you can attach this to your rail and boom, you have a remote switch on your compact WML. That is very cool, and a lot of people prefer to have something like this on their SBR, pistol caliber carbine, than actually have a full-size flashlight on it. Now let's go ahead and talk about some specs of the original BALDR Pro. Now this still has 1,350 lumens, which is exactly the same as the BALDR Pro R. But since this has two removable batteries that have a much higher milliamp and voltage, it's able to push the LEDs harder. So you are getting a much longer beam distance with this BALDR Pro. So the BALDR Pro R has a 200 meter beam distance, and this BALDR Pro has a 260 meter beam distance. So 60 more meters on that throw. Now I mentioned before that the 93-minute runtime on the BALDR Pro R is pretty good. But on this BALDR Pro, you're getting a 210-minute runtime running off of the same setting. That is super substantial, and that is way better runtime than the other two built-in battery options. I want to quickly show you the performance of all three of these lights in our pitch black studio. I haven't modified or did anything to this footage, so it's about as true as it can be using a camera. So I'm going to go ahead and tap this on. Here is the BALDR Mini. You can actually see that green laser there in the center, and then you have a pretty good little hot spot right there, given the fact of how small this light is at only 2¼ inches. And then you have a little bit of a spill there around that center hotspot. So this is pretty much everything you need if you're doing something within close quarters. Keep in mind, if you're going to be using a rifle or something like that, this might not be the best option. For a concealed carry or for home defense though, this is easily the way to go. This will light up your hallway, your bedroom, your backyard, anything that you need it for in a situation like that. Now let's flip over to the BALDR Pro R to show you that. So here is the BALDR Pro R. First thing you're going to see is that little green dot in the center there. So we got the light laser combo on yet again. And you can see the hot spot is just substantially more intense. The candela on this is way higher, and obviously this beam is going to shoot a lot further away than that BALDR Mini that I just showed you. I can do a double tap here and take it down to the low mode. So this is 300 lumens with the laser on, and this is exactly what you need for indoor use or small quarters. We'll go ahead and tap this again, and that will take you back to the turbo setting there. So if you're looking for a little bit tighter hotspot, a little bit better beam distance than the BALDR Mini, and you don't care about it being a little bit larger in size, the BALDR Pro R is a fantastic option. And just look at how perfect that hotspot is there with that green laser. Just an awesome little light laser combo here, guys. Last but not least, let's go ahead and pop on the BALDR Pro. This is the original version that has the removable batteries. First thing you're going to notice there, of course, is we have this center hotspot, and then we have the green laser there in the center of it. Now, the camera did just adjust a little bit right there, but this is way more of a neutral white than the BALDR Pro R and the BALDR Mini. The BALDR Pro, this is easily a neutral white light. Let me go ahead and tap it off, tap it back on, and yeah, this is way more of a yellowish color than the other two versions. So that is something to keep in mind if you like that more neutral white tone, especially if you're in, a pitch black home, anything like that. Then the BALDR Pro might be the way to go. I can go ahead and flip it over to laser only, and then we have laser and light together, and then light only just like that. I'll double tap it to get to that low mode. So again, you have that 300 lumen low mode, and even this mode does have a lot warmer of a tone. So you're getting similar performance to the BALDR Pro R, just a much more warmer tone here with the BALDR Pro. Now, as you can see, all three of these lights have their pros and cons. If you're going to be doing concealed carry, especially inside the waistband, I highly recommend one of the smaller lights like the BALDR Mini. But if you want to have a home defense setup, maybe you're putting it on a compact rifle, the BALDR Pro R might be the way to go using that magnetic remote switch. But if it's an only at-home setup, you might want to go with the BALDR Pro, considering that it has the best run times and the longest beam distance. It's really up to you, but I think all of these serve an awesome purpose. Now on this YouTube channel, we did make dedicated videos on all of these where we go more in depth. Keep in mind, this is just a quick overview. And also, if you want to see all of these specifications that I've talked about, hit the link in the description of this video to check them out on our website, olightstore.com, and also to make a purchase. Now, if you do want to get these, please make sure to use the discount code OLIGHT10 at checkout. That's OLIGHT10 to get an additional savings. The bottom line is, if you purchased a new firearm, you need to at least have a light on there. And if you plan on ever needing to use it for self-defense, have a laser on there as well to make sure that your accuracy doesn't go out the window during a high-stress situation. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you learned a little bit. We'll see you in the next one.